Welcome to Hat Chat Live. This is our unscripted, unedited show on Wednesday night for the second time on YouTube. You get to see our ugly faces, or at least some of us. I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Jake. G'day, mate. How are you?
I am good. As you can see below, I'm not the host. I guess I'll take co-host though. Wednesday nights I get to lounge around.
Sit in the
Who
back
knows?
seat.
I don't have to show my face. So who knows what I'm even wearing, DC? And I'm just going to leave
May
that
not
for
even
our
be Jake.
listeners' imagination.
Yeah, now they're thinking all sorts of different things.
That's the plan.
I hope Bales is wearing pants. We can see that he's wearing a hoodie, but we're assuming there's something on below the table as well. G'day, Bales. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. Yeah, we got the tracksuit on, so got the grey pants as well. So fully dressed, fully clothed, and hoping that we will have good rounds in fully back to best 22. Only 2 trades, which is sad, but looking forward to the last 8 rounds of the season. Should be good fun. Hopefully.
DC, I'm on the impression that Bales actually had exclusive use of not just the Hat Chat hat, but now the Hat Chat underwear. We're kind of going tops and bottoms these days. He's got the exclusive wear. That's it. Well, I wasn't gonna kind of shout Bales out like that. I thought I'd give him a little bit of anonymity around the design that he asked for. But hey, we appreciate the support as always, Bales.
Thank you, Jake. Appreciate that very much.
Yeah, comment from our good friend Braddles in the live comment saying, "What do we got? Bales never wears pants. That's his secret." So thanks for that, Braddles. Yeah, it's a real Ron Burgundy kind of situation going on here. But yes, we are live on YouTube again. So please throw your comments down below on YouTube, or you can still hit us up with comments on X or Twitter as well, and we'll try and get to them there too. But as always, we will start with a bit of a check-in on the Thursday night teams, which always drop on Wednesday. So the big news, as we've titled this show, is that Baz is back, along with former fantasy favourite Tom Stewart, or fantasy frustration, depending on your history with Tom Stewart. But yeah, Baz back. So, Bales, what's your thoughts on that as an option if you've traded him out? Are you someone who is in the camp of wanting to trade him straight back in, or maybe watch for a week?
Well, I don't care too much about Baz this week because I traded and I'm not going to be able to get him in, so I don't want to watch this game. No, I think he's a good option.
Grand final rematch, but you don't want to watch the game.
No, don't own anyone. Don't have anyone in this game. So that's we know fantasy games are boring as anything when you got no one in this game. You don't care about it. But no, I'll be watching. I think Baz is a good option. I still think we have another player in the side that's probably the option this week. But we saw last time we played Brisbane. I know it's a bit of a weird game, so I'm not expecting another 157 or whatever he scored last time. But it's down at GMHBA. You'll get probably maybe some possible attention maybe from a Dunkley or a Berry or something. But I still expect him to go well. And he's a top 3 mid. I think I saw on 360 tonight that they've got the second best run for the rest of the year in terms of fixture schedule, and he's got plenty of good matchups to come. So you're going to want him for sure. So why not jump on and get him and lock him away?
Yeah. I think it's one of those ones that you're probably not going to go too wrong if you bring him in, but I think if you can wait for a week, there's reasons to do so.
This is break even,
high break even. Yeah, high break even, obviously, and wasn't going super well before he missed the week, and then it's obviously a toughish matchup against the Lions as well. So yeah, we'll wait and see how many people do actually go with him this week. And jumping in as we pivot away from Baz is another party boy himself, Over Mullet. Nathan joins us. G'day, mate. How are you?
I don't think I could be defined as party boy given I was late because I was working and got too into the zone of working that I forgot we had this. But yes, party boy Nathan here reporting for duty. My microphone is completely unplugged.
Sorry, this is the problem. If you join live, I'm adding you to the live stage straight away. So this is your problem for being late.
Fair enough. What am I doing?
I'll let you plug that in. Well, I was going to ask whether you're looking at Baz this week, or are you happy to let him?
I'm probably looking at him in my team, given that he's been in my team the whole time. I didn't trade him out, so I will continue looking at him. It would be unwise of me to trade him out. Is that the question?
Now that he's returned.
Yeah.
No, well played. I probably should have done that, to be honest. Keezy88 does ask, though, it says, hey, legends, love the content each week. Thank you, mate. It says, thoughts on Smith or Bont? It doesn't have Bont either. So if you had to pick between those two, he does
Smith.
say that. Is that because you already have him?
I also already have Bont as well.
Okay.
There's a reason I still have 3 rookies on field, and it's because I have all of the primers.
So he says Smith 142 break even playing Brisbane and could be rested one of the last 3 games, knowing Geelong rest players, maybe. And he says Bont with a Jordan tag this week, but amazing run after bar Freo with the Dogs pushing for finals. So yeah, some interesting points there. Jake, what's your thoughts on the Dogs run?
Look, it's a bit of an up and down kind of run. I'm actually going to head across to Melbourne to see a couple of these games. We've got West Coast next week, who we know have become a little bit tougher. I think Richmond a couple of weeks thereafter. But in between, we're running Gold Coast, North, who again also have gotten a little tougher, and Fremantle as well. So it's a little bit topsy-turvy. I think you look at that run 2 years ago, and there's 4 games that you really, really like. I think this year it might be 2 games you really like, 2 you don't like, and something in between. So I think Geelong has got the nicer run, and I think Baz has continuously shown he just has a ceiling like no other. So I'm probably leaning in that direction if they're the only 2 options this week. But as Baz, I want to call you Baz now, Baz. Congratulations to your new nickname. As Baz kindly highlighted, I think Naz is definitely a higher priority for those that haven't got him. But obviously, if he's already in your side, then, absolutely sign that one away, I would have thought.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Bales, which way are you going with those two? Are you similar as well?
Yeah, I think I'm getting Baz, because I think that I was doing my sort of for a video on our Patreon for the best 22, and I've sort of got the mids in sort of 3 different tiers, the top 3, and Baz in that, and I've got Bont heading the next tier at number 4. So I've got Baz ahead. So I'd be locking him in, but I do think Bont will finish off well. He looked pretty good before the bye. I think he went 127 or something like that, and I actually didn't mind him doing a couple of those ruck contests around the ground, just to get a few extra possessions, couple extra points. So
I hate it, Bales. I hate it. Like I appreciate that it's great for an extra couple of possessions, but why is the best player in the competition playing in the ruck? When Patrick Cripps does it, doesn't make sense. When Bont does it, doesn't make sense. There's no third man up anymore. I just can't ever understand it. But hey, what do I know?
Oh, English has got a back injury apparently, so he's might be a little bit of a doubt. I saw that today. So maybe Bont has to full-time ruck this week.
Jeez. Hey, with Bevo, anything is possible.
Yeah, can't use one of his blue chip players in Sam Darcy in the ruck, so he's going to use his other one in Bont instead.
Yeah, and Kyle Daniels left as well, so that was the obvious replacement selection.
Yeah. Maybe one more question on Baz. Jacob says, LDU or Callahan to Baz, or am I looking too much into upcoming matchups? I mean, firstly, would you trade either of those two?
Your team is very, very good if those are the 2 potential trade outs. So didn't Callahan just score like 100 plus?
Well, I think both him and LDU both had cracking results. The last game, albeit, had been a bit disappointing up until that point. But yeah, they both had good games on the weekend.
I think it's very luxurious to be trading those out. If I had to pick one LDU,
I agree.
Just because of the seesaw nature of it.
If
you're ranked outside the top 2,000, 3,000, and you're going to be aggressive, maybe a Callahan out, because LDU could score your 150, 160. But in terms of the averages over the next 3-4 weeks, I think Callahan should average 10 more than LDU.
I think in what is a relatively DC-related principle, I think you got to look at the trade in totality in terms of what your points improvement is going to be. And I would be surprised if there's not another trade you can make in your side that you would feel more confident is a better points improvement. So don't just focus on, I really want Baz. These are the only guys that I can trade to get him. make sure that you're also looking at the bottom end of your team and going, is there someone else I really do need to trade, even as a higher priority, even if it means I can't get Baz. It means I have to take a bit of a haircut, but get a better points outcome overall.
This comment from Ashwin, just saying, no question. Just wanted to say I'm finally not on night shift, so I can tune in. Spent the last 10 minutes refreshing X until I remembered we finally gave Elon the kick. So glad you found us.
I think Nathan, we could have pretended Nathan was actually just waiting there because he just completely forgot that we had made the pivot as well, or he didn't read the run sheet, mainly because there isn't one on Wednesday nights. But Nathan wouldn't know, so...
No, I just didn't realize you guys were still doing spaces. Probably sent it 2 years ago, guys.
Nathan's always been confused by the whole unscripted, unedited bit because he just assumes that all of our podcasts are like that because he never reads the run sheet.
Yeah, everyone just keeps saying, as the run sheet says, and I go, absolutely not. The main time that I do read the run sheet is when Jake asks a question and then ends with, what do you think, Nathan? And then I read the run sheet quickly to try to think which question could he have possibly asked, and I just take a guess.
Alrighty, let's have a look at a few different questions. Jaden says, DC, my Lord and Savior, I am contractually obliged to always answer Jaden's questions when he addresses me like that. It says, honest thoughts on Wilkie as an option. I actually don't mind it. I think particularly if you've already got Naz, I think obviously Naz is the clear top 6 option as a Saints defender. But we do know now that the Saints are not leaving Victoria for the rest of the season. So that's a delicious run. They've also got the soft matchup this week against Essendon. So if you want to be a little different and go with Wilkie, then yeah, I wouldn't talk you out of it at all. We obviously started the season on fire. You guys similarly okay with that sort of move, or any red flags there?
No, I agree.
Wasn't directed to us, Jake. Don't answer it. Don't answer it. We can't encourage this behavior that DC gets asked questions individually, especially when it's accompanied by my Lord and Savior.
But he asked the question rather than the question directed to him. So I'll answer DC's question here, saying I do like it, but I would make the comment separate to all of that I think this must be the 3rd year in a row that post-bye Saints don't leave Melbourne, because I feel like we've talked about this for Jack Steele in the past 2 seasons, that you got to get on him post his bye because they don't leave Marvel basically. So I wonder what agreement.
It's almost like the fixturing is a farce.
Yeah, I wouldn't suggest such a thing.
Yeah, they really do need to sort that out. It's kind of comical at the moment, that's for sure. But yeah, it seems like not too many issues there. So yeah, go for it if you want to be unique. This one from Neil T. He says, evening, chaps. I know you haven't asked for questions. It's implied. If we put a post out, Neil, saying we're going live, we kind of want questions. Otherwise, it's a pretty boring show. So always feel free to ask. He says, but who do you think scores higher out of Farrow and McDonald? I'm assuming Connor. The loser gets traded. I mean, if it's Connor McDonald, it's got to be Farrow that goes, isn't it?
Probably, yeah, I'd say so. Farrow's been good though, but you got to take the rookie out. If it could be Bailey McDonald, I would imagine that's the other option if you defend a rookie, but you'd be trading Bailey McDonald in that case. But
for sure,
yeah, if it's Connor McDonald, you hold him. I think.
I don't know.
As a forward, like Barrett,
but that's why the forward options. But is it though now that we've got like a Marshall and a Durham coming in, and those are 2 great options, obviously. I mean, having had to watch that Essendon North Melbourne game, which was not an enjoyable experience, the way that Essendon is playing is very, very conducive to Farrow scoring. So I don't know. I just feel like I'm holding Farrow because I believe he can be sort of an 85 note. I feel like honestly, I think he's more chance of being closer to a D6 or like, yeah. I just think it's much closer than you guys made it seem, and I personally would be holding Farrow.
I think we can't forget that Essendon apparently are just saying, we've got something to play for this season. Archie Roberts, come on back. So I think he was listed as 1 week last week or this week.
So next week.
Yeah. So I think that also influences my decision. So I think if you were trading to the same player, yep, I'd be trading Farrow first for that reason. The fact he's a rookie, Connor McDonald is going to be Connor McDonald. If it changes who you're trading in, I think, yeah, there's a world you could trade Connor McDonald because you like the player that you're getting into, your point, Nathan. If it's a Marshall, whereas your defender isn't Naz, then maybe you consider that. But same player, Farrow, number one. Come on.
Yeah, I just think first year rookie as well. Back end of the year, typically see our younger players slow down a bit. So, yeah, I think he's more likely to drop you a 40, 50 than what McDonald is.
I think Farrow does have a big week this week, though. He's got Saints under the roof. So I think you can have a good week this week.
Yeah, you can maybe hold for another week, but I think he's got to go reasonably
He's got
soon.
Brisbane at the Gabba next week. So, yeah, you want to probably trade before then, I think.
Just want to say that Farrow and McDonald have the same amount of 40s this season.
Yeah, fair.
One.
Ben Mead says, thanks for the... I was going to say, it can't be that many. Says, thanks for the content leg ends. With most people rolling at least one rookie on field this week, what score are we looking for as a minimum? And what is the best option out of Cumming, Fitz, HHK, Blamires, and Herbert? I mean, so maybe the first part of the question, what sort of score should we be looking at coming out of the buys?
Do we mean specifically for the rookie, or you mean because I think if you don't score 2,500 this week, you're shit. No, I'm
2,500. Jesus.
Yeah. You heard
me
of
2,000 less than 2,000 this week, Jake. Can't wait for you to finish less than 2,000.
My point was, I hope it is realised from our listeners out there that I picked a number that I hoped no one would hit, or maybe one person, and they could send me. I didn't hit a number that I thought was achievable. Anyway, I'm assuming he means from the rookie. Is that how we've all interpreted this, or have I interpreted it differently?
No, I think it's a full team score is what I took it as. Well, maybe not. Yeah, no, you're probably right. It probably makes more sense the way you've interpreted it.
Yeah, because in my head, like, it sounds. I don't want to be dismissive of it if it is the full team score, but it's kind of like it's out of your hands. You only have 2 trades. We're all hopeful that we score well, but most of the buy rounds, teams were averaging 1,800, 1,900, and then suddenly this week we saw 2,100s galore. So it depends on the players and the popular players from that aspect. So I'm happy to
kind of say. Commented and said rookie score.
Perfect. Thank you. So I was right. Thank you. Nope, glad. Anyway, in that case, I'm also going to answer with a semi-cryptic answer. It depends who your loop is, of course. So if you've got Cumming as an example as your backup, I'd feel much less confident than a HHK. Even though they scored inversely last week, I think we've seen from their role and their continuity of scoring consistently that I'd feel safer having a higher benchmark for someone like a HHK than I would for a Cumming. And that's just me. In general, I think you want a 70. That's the line that I'd be setting for the most part, but it really does depend who that second player is, because there's players there that, I'd be happy for an E as a green dot to save my backside, but I really would rather not score for me. So you don't want them to be coming on just for the sake of not taking a 65 and just playing it safe.
Yeah, I mean, if we think just purely like which of those rookies, if you take loops out of it, which of them are we most comfortable and probably going to give us a 60 plus? I think it just gave us a 50, but I think Paul Kahan with his role is probably up there. I think Herbert's looked really comfortable at AFL level. And then, yeah, Fitzgerald, one really good game, one poor game. Maybe a little bit more dicey, might need a bit more evidence there.
Fitzgerald against the Hawks, I don't like.
Yeah.
And I probably have, I guess it's hard because HHK and Herbert play against each other, but I'd have them up on top. And
playing similar kind of roles, like Herbert was taking kick-ins last week as well.
Yeah, they're the two that I'd have up top, and then Cumming probably is the third out of that list, just from a ceiling perspective and a matchup perspective against Carlton rather than Hawthorn for Fitz.
Yeah.
Hopefully you can, if you've got some DPP, hopefully you can loot Herbert in the mids, Paul Kahn in defence, take the best score and decide who you play after that.
Yep. All right, let's go to this one from Clint Broadwood, not to be confused with Eastwood. Says ankles.
For a second, I was really excited for the Western and or 80s, 90s, 2000s movie question, but left me disappointed.
Do you feel lucky, punk? Which line are you more happy to have rookies on for the next couple of weeks? I can't get Naz or Baz this week as my best laid plans have failed all year. Yep, sympathise. So yeah, if you I sort of
ask me what line I have rookies in.
All of them, except the Ruffs.
All of them.
Nope, I'll put ZZ on field this week.
I mean, I think we're putting a line through and saying probably not the forward line, right?
Not with the options.
I think so.
To trade in.
I mean, what about Cook? Bales?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean,
I saw
Roby as well, but.
Yeah, I saw Has asked there about what happened to Cookie. I'd probably ask the question of what happened to the Crows because they got eaten up by Port, who played very well. Yeah, that was a bad one for Cookie. He dropped a couple of mid-80s, I think, the 2 weeks before. I sort of feel like he's going down in price. He's a winger. I'd probably trade Cookie to one of these forwards that we've got, I think, but it's not the worst rookie to have at F6. I feel like the place I'd probably be fine to have a rookie if you've got to have one is probably at D6 because a lot of people have got a Banks or a Farrow Sarong type player there. So I feel like you could probably go a week or two there because Hall Khan as well. Yeah, because there's like 14 defenders that could be top 6. There's a couple that are at the top, but there's a lot of guys in that mix that could be, and so maybe you wait a week or two to see who that option is. So that's probably where I land. Would you guys agree? Is it probably the D6? Because I think midfield we've probably got full now, I think.
For me, it's where you have the opportunity to loop. I don't care if it's defender, forward, even mid. If there's an opportunity for you to loop somewhere I've got, obviously, as all the good coaches do, the other Cook. I have both Cooks. I have Lucas Cook from Melbourne, so I'll be looping in the defensive line. And so I think it's wherever you can do that is probably the best opportunity for you to play. And I think I'd be more comfortable looping between just to get a glimpse of a chance at a 65-70. I think I'd be much more confident doing that than necessarily changing your trade plans to make sure it's a midfield rook instead of a defender rook.
Yeah. And a few of those guys you mentioned as well, Bales, are mid-eligible too. So if you can flick them around to get them in the midfield instead, if that's where you've got your loop, then I don't think it makes a lot of difference. The only thing I'd say is I think our probably still at the moment, I'd say our M8 is probably going to be a higher scoring player than our D6, considering how many injuries we've got in the back line. So that's worth considering as well. But yeah, I mean, have a look at matchups and stuff like it. Hopefully it's not going to be a long-term thing for you. So if you can get a better score in one of those lines this week, then go with that. And then hopefully next week you can get the rookie off field.
I'm 3 weeks off getting rookies off field.
Well, me too.
My M8 is Rechko, who has the same number of 40s as Farrow. Still one.
Yeah. The one time I fielded him, just for those playing at home.
So we all got his 99 this week. It's fine.
Just this comment from not Matt Hill says 2 pods in a row for DC with the Eagles hoodie. Is this a ploy to have it count as work attire whose merch is now tax deductible? No, it's just cold in Canberra, and this was the hoodie that I had out. It's also like the only football related one I've got, so it's going to get a run on the pod. Let's be honest.
I also like that they think we take the seriousness of we consider this work. I like it. It's like yes, the significant amount of effort.
Yeah, not to be confused with the fact that Nathan does work while on the podcast, but doesn't mean this is work.
Yeah, this is tax deductible for me, but for other reasons.
To be clear, Nathan, DC works on the pod a lot. I work on the pod a little, so it's unfair of you to assume that no one else.
Nathan also works on the pod, just in a different way.
I've seen no run sheet to give any indication that any effort has been put in prior to me rocking up.
But to ask one separate question of not Matt Hill, is it a satirical account because you like Matt Hill or because you really dislike Matt Hill? That's the bit that I'm most intrigued by. So please.
Or it is Matt Hill and he's trying to throw us off the scent.
That's true.
It's the last place
or he's just trying to narrow down for everyone who it is in the world. So it's just not Matt Hill. So, we can cross him off the list, but anyone else, it could be anyone else, but he's just pointing out he's not Matt Hill.
It feels like an odd choice, but a choice I support nonetheless. So please, not Matt Hill. Let us know.
Sorry, Jake. I was just saying, I do like it. It's the opening question I normally have in Guess Who. Is your person not Matt Hill? They'll go, yes. And I'll go, great. Your turn.
It's like that one time that everyone has potentially gotten Wordle in one. And it's the best thing ever. Because one time it will be Matt Hill and it will be a celebration.
Can the next time someone plays Guess Who, just make all your questions Matt Hill related? Does he have the same color hair as Matt Hill?
No, your first question is it Matt Hill? They'll go, no. And you go, all right. Is it not Matt Hill? And that way you've really ruled it. You know for sure.
I'm going to need a real niche Guess Who partner is what I'm thinking. Because my 4-year-old who I normally play Guess Who with is going to look at me with a pretty blank expression, I'd imagine.
All right, this is getting into Cooper Trembot's chat areas. We should probably move on.
Yeah. This one from Haz says, which is the best team to grab red dot loopers from? Apparently, West Coast play Friday and only have 3 Sunday games for the rest of the season. Now, that's interesting bit of research. But yeah, I would have said the Eagles would have been high up there. But yeah, I think it's probably working out with a bit of your own research which teams have got the Sunday games. And then if you can get guys that have got DPP, that's always useful as well if you can shuffle them around. So the one that I went for earlier in the season when decided to go with the red dot was our boy Ricky Mentha from Melbourne.
Yeah, he's made from last year.
Defender forward with a long-term injury as well. So you know that he's very unlikely to come in. So
I did just look at all of Melbourne's fixtures with the explicit intention of figuring out if Ricky Mentha was to play this year. I think for me, it's close. There's half and half. It's not exactly all Sunday fixtures, but the games beforehand you will likely be able to have a VC option. So for me, I think it's Ricky Mentha still.
Yeah. I think this feels like a Bales bit of research, so I'm going to leave it with him. But I think the one thing I saw is that the Tigers don't have any games before the Saturday night for the remainder of the year. So the Saturday night's the earliest game that they have. So I haven't got a player off rip, but I know that their fixture, because the Tigers should have 3 Saturday night fixtures and then Sunday games. That they're performing so well that we should give them a blockbuster. I saw that somewhere, so someone to consider if we can find a decent DPP option to give you some flex.
Yeah, Richmond clearly the best one, as you said, Jake. They don't play any earlier than Saturday night. But West Coast is still actually quite good because they've got. I think it's all games pretty much just either Saturday night or Sunday besides one, which is a Friday night, but you have got Adelaide and Collingwood on the Thursday. So if you're using a VC, you've got Dawson and Dacos there, for example. And then you've also got Essendon who play a lot of Sunday games as well. They're probably the 3 teams that you're probably looking at for a loop.
I just think I'd be more willing to, I don't care about the team as much, but if you can get a defender forward, they're the opportunities I think to really, defender mid probably is, again, if we're talking about looping and getting those players, where do you think your 23rd premium, in 4 weeks when I get to 23rd premium, where is that 23rd premium going to come from that you might need to do that looping in that round with? If you're confident in your forwards that, okay, I'm going to have 6 forwards that are, top of their line that I won't be needing to do any looping with, then don't get a forward rookie that's a red dot there. Be more likely to go in and go, okay, I'm more comfortable looping in the defensive line.
Yeah. Ashman does say yeah, I still think he's a good option. Ashman does say the Dons have 2 Saturdays and the rest of Sundays as well. So good bit of info. Corey.
It is.
Doesn't help if he's playing. Corey says that Legends ranked 893rd overall. So well done, mate. Very good season. Is it okay to go track?
Can we use the official metric, please? How many positions is he ahead of Jake?
about 11,000, I'm guessing.
More than 10,000, which is ironically the same amount of times Nathan interrupts every episode these days. So sorry to
What is it? I don't listen. I listen. What's going on?
You literally interrupted the show because you came on late. Like, you just interrupted even when you came on.
Fashionably late.
Now I have to restart the question. He's ranked 893rd overall. So well done, Corey. Good season. Is it okay to go Track and Jai Sarong to Naz and Marshall? Or do I trade a Jaden Short or Wilmot first? So he's got a couple of unique defenders. So Track, obviously, very common. Jai Sarong, still quite a few people would have him. Obviously, looking to get a rookie up. I mean, Naz and Marshall, I think we'd all agree, are really good trades this week. But yeah, are you jumping off one of those unique guys first, do you think, Bales, or sticking with the pack in some ways and jumping off a Track this week?
Oh, geez, it's a tough question. Track has just been really bad for a while. I think he's got 1 ton is like his last 7 or saying it's give me Jack Steele sort of in the midfield vibes of we just keep holding on to him. He's not performing, but he's down to 800k now. So you're not really getting any value for him, but we've got guys like Ryan Marshall and Sam Durham that are good options. So like Jaden Short was bad last week. They had a good matchup. Carlton this week, then Melbourne. Wilmot, you're probably holding. I think last week he just had a bit of an ankle issue. It was against Sydney. I know they got Geelong, but after this they got a couple of better matchups. And who was the 4th player they were looking at trading? Who was the other option with Track? Who was out with Track?
Jai Sarong.
I'm probably leaning towards Track and Sarong out because you're getting a rookie to a premium. It's probably where I'm leaning.
Yeah.
I
think I'm probably with you. They just dropped to 40. I don't think the other 2 guys are giving you 40s.
Yeah, like Sarong's got a good matchup this week, but yeah, he just dropped to 40. So, but what, like, are we trading Track out, or is that, what do we think? Because he's obviously bad.
I think we were pretty unanimous on the pod on Monday that we think he's probably still a hold in the forward line. I just think that Gold Coast have lost 5 in a row as well. Like they have to change something, otherwise their season is done. So I think they need, as I said on the pod, they've got to get him back in the middle. He has to be in there almost full time if they're going to win some of these games. So,
you cannot be playing Nick Holman in the midfield over Chris Petrarca. Like they gave up how much draft capital at the start of the year to get him, and clearly, obviously, isn't working at the moment. But
the only reason would be if he's injured. Yeah, and obviously, if he's injured, you don't want him in your team. But, geez,
yeah,
if he's that injured, he shouldn't be playing.
Yeah, agreed. Is there a way that maybe Corey could trade like?
There he is again, interrupting.
That was an appropriate interruption. That one wasn't.
Let's just say, can Corey trade? Can Corey trade like Sarong and one of the other players, or does it have to be like Petrarca? Because obviously he's getting a forward. Like, has he maybe got some DPP? Maybe.
Yeah, well, yeah, good question. But yeah, I would imagine he probably needs to trade the forward to get in the forward. But yes, no, good point. While we're on Marshall, this one from Zach says,
"This is why I have to interrupt. No one throws to me. I was waiting patiently. No, I needed a joke, DC.
You needed a joke. What was your joke?
I was just going to say, obviously, you said it about only 15 seconds ago, that Gold Coast have lost 5 in a row. And it would be natural to think that, I mean, what happened 5 weeks ago to Gold Coast that people were able to, break apart the game plan and Gold Coast was completely figured out? Was there a particular team that beat Gold Coast 5 weeks ago?
They played North, I assume.
Yes. Carry on.
Zach says, is it Marshall over Gawn this week? Have given it some thought, and aren't we effectively wasting a future trade as we'll have to trade out of Marshall when TDK returns? I mean, it sounds like he's going to be out for a while, is the first thing I'd say. He does then say that Gawn's record versus the Hawks is elite. he's clearly R1, and it allows me to prioritize other lines to get a leg up. I mean, probably the other thing I just point out with the Hawks is that in the past they've only had Meek there. They're rolling with the 2 rucks still at the moment, so that's probably a bit of a tougher matchup. But yeah, what do you think about that, Jake? Is it Marshall over Gawn if you're trading specifically in the rucks?
Yeah, I think the ruck line makes it a different call. I agree that it forces the extra trade. I think I probably would distinguish slightly. If you have a completed team otherwise, you're running 22, no rookies on field, the point of the next few weeks is that you are going to be upgrading premiums. So putting a Marshall in is not as big of a deal because you will be making a trade. You have 16 or so trades till the remainder of the year. So I wouldn't be afraid of that when we can see such a significant uptick and price uplift. Yeah. But in saying that, if I was either of you boys with 3 rookies on field, where your next 3 weeks primarily should be getting those rookies off field, and suddenly TDK's back and you've copped another bullet, then you are forced to make another trade that you are not really wanting to make. So if I was in that
depends on which way you look at it though, because you can Gawn's still what 300k more than the Marshall. So yes, you might be forcing yourself to have another trade in a month, but it'll give you a couple more 100k to then get a rookie off field either this week or next week as well.
Yeah, potentially. You're right, but I still think I would prefer if I'm already going, cool, I need to have everything go right over the next 3 to 4 weeks to get all my rookies off field. I think I would preference getting the guy who I would be, in an ideal world, not expecting to trade. Whereas I think we would agree that Marshall will likely be a trade before season's end. I think they're saying 4 weeks. It could be 5. You never know. It could be 3. So I just think in the ruck line specifically, it's a slight concern. I guess the caveat to that would be if one of your rookies that is remaining is in your forward line, and then you can obviously move Romar down and potentially bring Gawn in a week or 2. Yeah. I think if you can do that, then go the value guy this week. That is okay. But if your forward line's complete, it's only in your ruck line, and you've got rookies on field, I'd preference the big dog.
Yeah, fair enough. Wazer says, hey, Legends, beating Jake by 3,929 spots.
Yes.
I enjoy this bit. I'm glad to be on board with it.
So what does that mean?
Don't pretend to be on board with it, so it takes out the fun from us. It's more fun. You can't take it away from us, Jake.
He says, I've neglected my forward line during the buys. Plan to get Durham and Marshall this week, but Miller missed the flight, so can only get one, which is a must-have. Will miss the other as I plan to get Cozzy next week. So, yeah, Durham or Marshall. Nathan?
That's the thing I'm tossing up between. I talked about it on the pod. Thanks for listening, DC, when I give my opinions. I mentioned that if there was no news about Marshall at any point this week about his injury, and I had Durham in, and then I reviewed the St Kilda injury list today because I'm a sicko, and it didn't have Marshall on there at all, and 3 players were a test. So it's enough for me to go, right, let's go. Let's jump on Marshall. As I mentioned, I think he's more of a chance of popping a 150 against Blackiston if he's fully fit and he's had the week off. I think that with that solid ruck roll, I think he's more chance of going bananas.
Yeah. All right. This one from Benjamin. I'm a bit unsure whether I should read this out. He says,
I was like, I could see you scanning the questions, and I'm like, ask it. Go on.
Sir Majesty Nathan, which is a ridiculous way to address someone.
Mainly because if someone was a Majesty, they wouldn't also be a Sir. So for that reason,
quite
improbable.
Yeah, don't interrupt. I think it's Your Majesty Nathan. Yeah. May you share your wisdom. Who scores more between Marshall and Wilkie this week, and can McKercher possibly be on field? I mean, yes, he can. Do you want him on field, though, Nathan?
Oh, I just realized I don't like being thrown questions that are difficult. Much prefer the trade or spade ones. That's
Bradle really said earlier. This is why no one throws to you.
I think I think Wilkie scores more, but I think Marshall's a better trade-in, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And I think can McKercher possibly be on field? He's the one where if you can loop in any way, shape, or form, I would. I think obviously plays the last game against Port. He's one of those ones that he might come out and score a 90, but he's at a strong risk of another 60. And if you've got a rookie score there that gets you a safe 80, I would be benching McKercher.
Yeah, fair enough.
Thank you so much, Ben. Really appreciate your question here. Jake and DC don't appreciate when people ask them questions. I appreciate you.
This comment from Haz earlier, I think when we were talking about the best loop options, says Flanders TPP loop. I mean, that'd be a great idea, Haz, if you still didn't have to pay, what, 900K for it? But yeah,
I'm adding a rookie to fields. I'm adding a rookie back onto my field just for the flexibility.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely flexibility, that's for sure. Yeah, no, don't do that. All right. Leverett says, actually, I think it's actually Lee Everett, but it looks like Leverett. Says, is little man with a little helmet man a genuine option as he's playing better because people can't see him of how small he is?
I mean, to clarify, if he means Caleb Daniel or Cherry.
I mean, the fact that he's called him little, I would assume Caleb Daniel, but
I don't know.
I mean, obviously had a couple of massive games.
You're all little to me.
He's had a couple of massive games, but like, how sustainable is that, Nathan? Because he hasn't really shown this ceiling for most of the season.
So, how sustainable is Caleb Daniel scoring 150 a game?
Well, even just sort of over 100 regularly.
I mean, obviously, the two probably easiest matchups that you could want. But if he's got that role, he's sort of a clear 90 to 100. I think I mentioned there, with the exception of Wang, he's probably my number 2 trade in defense this week. I think that North did throw him forward for a little bit to start the game, but then when things weren't going well, they threw him back as well, and he just controlled the ball. Obviously, if anyone watches more than 4 seconds of that Essendon game, you'll see that no Essendon player put any sort of remote pressure on. But I think if North are going to do that sort of patient build-up, those sort of quick sort of chip kicks in, you can see it whenever the ball goes to someone that isn't Luke Parker or Caleb Daniel, they look around to find one of them first and get them the +6. So given the downturn of Colby, I feel as though there's 220 points. There's 200 points to be split between Caleb Daniel and Colby. And if Caleb Daniel scores 150, Colby's scoring 50. So I think for me, it's how well do you see Colby? And then if you see Colby doing badly, I'd go on Caleb Daniel.
They're right.
I think
great.
Yeah,
next 5 weeks. Is that what you're going to say?
We're on the same page, mate. Yeah, I was just going to say the crazy part is that they had the 2 best matchups, and yet the run for the remainder of the year is still the best in the game for defenders, for designated kickers, which is crazy considering they've just had the 2 easiest games. So take them away out of the conversation, Bales. You nailed it.
Yeah, and 4 of those matchups as well being Collingwood, Melbourne, St Kilda, and Bulldogs are all at Marvel as well. So like, they clearly want to use it, whether we agree with him getting 40 touches a week or not. He's getting it done and could easily be a top 6 for the rest of the year. Like, not crazy to think that, I don't think. But where was this last year when we all had it?
Yeah, when he was a forward.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, long one here from Matt D. He says, "Hey, phalanges, aka toe bones, aka leggings. I'm struggling to choose one of these options. So he's got trade Naz in and have Fitzgerald or Herbert at M8 and stuck with Lombard at F6. So that's his first option. Second option, Baz in and have HHK/Grill at D6 and Lombard at F6. Or his third option is bring in DeGoey or Durham and have the pre-mentioned D6 or 7 and M8 and 9, but no Lombard on field. So maybe the first part is which of the premiums, I guess, would you be most happy with? So Naz, Baz, or Degoe/Durham. Surely it's Naz this week, right?
Yeah. But
I'd almost
Lombard on field is very concerning.
Yeah. I actually think in this case...
That was going to be my second part of the question.
Yeah. I think the premium is irrelevant here because I think that theoretically Lombard is so much worse than the other players. That's where my head goes.
Let's say you get a 140 this week out of Naz, though, like you might only need
out of Lombard.
Did you get a 140 out of Lombard?
No. I said a 140 out of Naz. I didn't say Lombard.
No, you did. But there was enough of a pause and the way we just mentioned Lombard that I got my hopes up, DC.
I mean, let's say you get a 40 out of Lombard.
Well, can I just say, guess how many 40s Lombard's had? It's the same amount as Connor McDonald and Jacob Farrow.
Only one.
Just one. Only 140. I mean, a couple of 30s and 20s.
I was going to say, surely he's had
only
less
140.
than 40, though.
But only 140, like in the 40s. And that's what counts.
So are we, if that's the case, are we saying the third option then bring in Degoe and Durham? Or Durham, sorry, not both.
Can you wait until seeing HHK at D6? If you can't, then I think it's...
Well, that would rule out your Baz option.
Can't you just get? Can you just get Naz? Can you just get Naz in the midfield in that the second option as well for the question? You just get
but you need the forward.
He's
got a Lombard on field, yeah.
He's still Lombard on field. So, for me, it's Degoe, but that I still have Lombard, and I've got zero confidence of him on field. But I think it's more of you have a big range there. If you need to take a wild swing, go Wang. If you want sort of the expected value of points on field is probably to go into D6, but the biggest potential for a winning move is Wang and Lombard this week.
Yeah,
but I might go Marshall over both of those.
Yeah. Who have the Suns got this week again?
Collingwood.
That's
it. People first say. The only reason I'm leading, I think, to the Naz option is because Lombard hasn't gone under 50 since round 6, playing a bit more further up the ground, and I feel like it'd be easy to upgrade him next week than the other positions because the other position you're probably going to find a bit of cash to get. Because if you don't have both Baz and Naz, not to be mistaken for the famous Hat Chat Award, you're going to be trying to get those two in future weeks. So I'm personally, I think, leaning to getting, if you can play Hul Kahan at D6, get Naz in the midfield for the week and play Lombard. I feel like I'm leaning there, I think.
Yeah, I reckon I'm with you, Bales. I think I'd back in Naz to drop the highest score this week, potentially as a captain option as well, and cover even if you got a 50 out of Lombard. I think the likelihood of you getting a 30 or something out of him is not particularly high. So hopefully you can get a 50, 60 minimum, and then say a 120 plus from Naz. I reckon that's probably what I'd do. But yeah, tough one. All right, let's move.
Score over 56 in the last 5 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. So maybe a 45 plus then.
He scored 56 2 weeks ago, and that included 2 goals.
Mm. Yeah, I just think that Naz, if you get a ceiling score out of Naz, I think the ceiling almost counteracts it. So, yeah. Anyway,
a number of those games just with Lombard as well. He has been on like 40 odd at half time. He just hasn't gone on with it. So hopefully, if Gold Coast, I don't know, get an uptick in form, he can go on with it. So, and he scored a 7-2 against Freo, so it's a decent score.
We're getting a lot of North Melbourne questions tonight. So this one says, why are people hot on Little Legs Daniel when Charlie Comben had a quarter pounder? Get in my team. I didn't actually realise that. I'm surprised you didn't bring that up for the pod, Nathan.
I genuinely hate that during North games, I'm constantly checking to see what Charlie Comben is on to see if he's better than any premiums, just to rub it in certain people's faces. For example, Charlie Comben significantly better than Jai Caldwell on the weekend as well. He was hot, and it was definitely nothing to do with Essendon's game style of let me get in and absolutely dominate and let everyone have the ball. But yeah, it went up 30k. So if you'd brought in Charlie Comben, like I said, instead of Petrarca, you'd have made cash and got more points.
All right.
Wait. I need to check one thing. Right. No, he's got more 40s than Farah has.
Paddy says, "Dearest Nathan, how does one predict LDU going big? Harder than guessing Urban's age. Got to dump one of LDU, Houston Sarong, Brent Daniels, have Sparrow as cover. Oh, it's a good amount of cover. Sitting at 3K, but need to chop my duds." So I guess he's asking, should he trade LDU out?
I mean, what's that like? What's the effect? Isn't it like inattentional blindness? Like if you look at something, it looks invisible, and I feel like that's LDU. Like if you think LDU is going big, it's definitely not going to happen. And if LDU is expected to go big, it's not going to happen. And if LDU has a 50-point first quarter, it's still not going to happen. But when you least expect it, when you're not looking, that's when it goes 140. So I think, unfortunately, the only way for you to confirm that LDU will go big is if
it's Getty's in your team.
Yeah. If you just don't make trades this week, on Sunday, you'll wake up to a nice 200 from LDU. I think he'll be good this week. I think this is one of those games that North need to win. And, if they lose, they won't make wildcard, and that's kind of the end of the season for them. You may as well be West Coast. So I think that given that he needs to stand up, he tends to play well in those sort of games where it is a bit more tough. And I think that, once JHF, goes off the field, cramping up halfway through because he hasn't had a proper ice bath, then LDU will ton up this week.
Bradle says, so LDU is Santa Claus.
Bradles, I don't know what to tell you. LDU isn't real.
Have you ever seen them in the same room? That's all I'm gonna say, Bradles.
All right. Well, speaking of trade in and outs, we are going to go to our blind rankings part of the show, brought to you by Game Day Squad, which is now becoming a feature of this live show. So tonight's theme...
Can't wait, DC. I'm on the edge of my seat. You can't see that I'm on the edge of my seat, but I promise the seat is right.
Well, you shouldn't be on the edge of your seat because you came up with this theme over the weekend, which is DC's worst trades that have ruined his season.
In that case, how many number ones?
We couldn't do mine because we'd have a pretty clear number one. So I'm glad.
So in round 9, I think I was in the top 1,000, and since then I've pretty much dropped every week bar one, I think. And these are the trades that have made it go pretty wrong for me. All right, so I'm not going to tell you obviously what they are, but you have to rank them 1 to 6, with 1 being the worst trade out of the 6. So the first option is trading in Baz, where he's 108, he's 102, and then that game where he missed, where I then traded him out. So where would you have him?
Did you trade in Baz instead of Dawson that week?
Yes, but then I traded Dawson in the following week.
Still 1 or 2 for me, because that's the game where Dawson has got about 50.
Nah, I think he's got way worse. I was going to pop this straight at number 5. I was like, "There's worse."
You underestimate my shitness, Nathan.
Yeah, Nate. Like he's brought in a guy who scored 2 tons and then missed a week through illness before his bye, and then he's still got Jordan Dawson. I'm on the low end. Bales, can you tiebreak us here?
I can go 4. Just because I don't. Did you? Because you might have missed a couple of big ceilings from Dawson. Because I think then he would have got.
I traded him in. I traded him in for that massive one. I had him
the one. Okay, well, yeah, I'd put a 5. I'd put a 5. I'd put a 5 then. I think.
Okay, that was the one I traded in Dawson the week after that one.
No, it was a week earlier. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. 5.
5. All right. trading in Naz a bit earlier than that for his 104 and then straight out the following week.
Yeah, I copped that one too. Again, I find these ones harder because I go you haven't brought someone in who has just been shit, like Colby McKercher, as an example, who I'm hoping will appear on this list.
I mean, I try not to make shit trades, Jake.
No,
most of these are just bad luck.
Yeah, well, this is the hard part. When
it's not a bad trade,
injuries.
yeah.
It's 4 or 6. It's 4 or 6.
Bales? 4 or 6.
Yeah, I think I'm going 6 just because it's like you brought a guy in, he scored a ton and unfortunately went out. But if you're ever going to have an injury to someone, you want them to score a ton and not them lose too much value. So I'd go 6 as well.
All right. Cam Zerha. This one was probably on me. This was a bit rogue. 51, 55, then a 110, 47, and a 73. I think I had a couple of those.
You looped
him
on, didn't you? You looped him on for that 110, I think.
Yeah, I had him on field for the 110. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not loving this segment so far, given that you've just listed 2 trades that I did, but I did it worse, where I got the 55 and 51 and then traded him out before the 110. So I'm really not enjoying this segment.
I think Zer has a 3 for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remembering he was 500k.
That's why he's a 3. If he was more expensive, it was higher, but he was priced enough that you got a bit of a cash gen out of it at least, even though his scoring was poor.
All right. Seems like a 3. Brent Daniels. Pretty recent. 101, 76, and then a 28 and injured. And a false trade.
Like, I don't know what is this segment meant to make people feel sorry for you, because none of these are like awful. Like
what? No, they're
7.
They're not bad trades, as in like terrible decisions. They're just, I mean, the Cam Zerha one probably was, but just like frustrating, I think it's, season-wrecking trades.
I'm thinking 4, just because like his
by
value
logic,
playing
it's 4.
midfield.
Yeah, it's 1 and 2, and we know what 1 is going to be. So whatever one it is,
we played the game well. We know what number 1's going to be.
Fifth option, and you've got 1 and 2 left, is Isaac Rankin, 41 on debut this week, injury affected.
2.
Yep.
Yeah, it's got to be
recency
2.
bias. Yep, lowest average of them all.
Nope.
So
nothing to do with what. Didn't matter what you were saying. That was going to be number 2.
It was, but that's besides the point. We've ranked this right. We've ranked it right, DC.
And finishing up, as is tradition, the 6th option is Hugh McCluggage.
Yeah. Well done, fellas. We've nailed it twice.
And I got him at the worst.
As a tradition, Hugh McCluggage number 1.
I had him for a 52, a 73, and then he's 46, followed by his injury.
Jeez, yeah.
The worst possible time to trade him in. So it's probably right.
I think we nailed that list. Always, I'm thinking I'm happy with that.
Yeah, pretty solid.
Pretty happy with that. Yeah.
Do we have any people listening still? I hope they enjoyed that.
Yeah, I can see them tuning out one by one. But yes, if you've got any really good ideas for us to do blind rankings of, preferably fantasy related, then let us know, and we'll try and get to them in coming weeks. But yeah, hopefully that was enjoyable for people.
Yeah, got to be fantasy related. We don't go off topic.
And by we, once again, Nathan is only referring to himself, and he's wrong. So that's impressive. No, one other idea for you, DC, which I've seen a little bit of this week. Bales would probably have seen it too, because I know how much time he enjoys on the socials. Similar to the blind rankings, but where you've got a certain dollar amount, and then you have to bid for the players to build your team out. I think doing that with fantasy players could be a bit of fun. So it's blind ranking because you don't know who's going to come next, so you don't know how much of your money to spend. But I think there's a nice fantasy game we could build into either Wednesdays or I don't know, maybe we want one permanent segment on the pod on Mondays. We could look at revamping. I don't know, just putting it out there.
No, pretty all full pods, pretty full. Mondays full of segments, full of segment actually. I don't know, Dees, maybe you could put in some effort to the podcast a bit and like make some graphics for us. That would be good to do the blind rankings. That would be, yeah, rather than Jake and I just holding the load. No.
I'll take it on notice. This suggestion from Ashwin has just come in. Blind rank Melikins career games.
Nicely played. Good.
Really difficult to put everything at one. I'm not sure.
All right. But talking of segments, as we do always wrap up the live show, we're going to get to our VCs and Cs. So, Jake, I'll come to you last with your manifesto. I might kick us off. I've got Dacos with the VC up against Gold Coast on the Saturday. Arvo rolling into Naz against Essendon. Traded back in for the second time this year. Hopefully goes better than the first. Bales, where are you looking? Similar sort of areas?
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, Dacos into Naz. I have thought about Dawson on Friday night, but I do think that he cops some half attention, but I think he'll still be able to go well. I do like the Sydney boys as well, so I'm hoping Errol, after me trading him in last week, which was the correct decision, because he'll go 150 this week, so maybe I should VC him. But...
Fair enough. Nathan, what about you?
I have it currently on Dawson, but we'll probably switch it to Dacos for the VC, and of course, Sion Wang.
Nice. All right, Jake, tell us why we're wrong.
No. Yeah, similar to last week. I think we all said the VC and C the same, and they combined for 320 points. So the segment is on fire at the moment. So I'm not going to argue with any of the names that you boys threw out there. I think I would be leaving tomorrow night just because the matchup could go either way. But one that I have my eye on that no one's mentioned thus far, and I understand why, because of the big scary name that is Peter Adams. But if English misses, I think we would be silly not to give some consideration to Brodie Grundy, because a ruckless Dogs, who not only give up the most points in the AFL across the board, but particularly in that ruck line, could be an absolute feast. So I think that is a very
surely if he
interesting...
misses, maybe the Swans reconsider whether they need the two rucks as well.
Well, they might go the other way. Then they know that they can give Grundy more rest during the game because he's going to miss anyway. So it is interesting. That could play out either direction. But for that reason, it's more enticing as a VC because it feels like a real boom or bust moment. So that is something that I very highly considered. Dawson, who you mentioned, if I was an owner, I would consider too. But I do think actually a much tougher matchup than the others. So, yeah, I think straight back, Dacos into Sheasel. I wouldn't be doing anything too crazy, or of course for anyone who's bringing Naz in, Dacos into Naz. So I think that's kind of the really straight bat approach with a Grundy twist for anyone interested.
Very good. Yeah, like that thought for sure. We'll wait and see on Teams tomorrow night. But that is us for this week. That is us for the live show once again. So thanks everyone that has tuned in live. Always makes it much more fun when we get live comments and obviously plenty of good questions as well. So thank you. Bales, thanks for jumping on as always.
DC, thank you, boys.
Jake, thanks for jumping on. Oh, his camera is there.
Hey guys, just thought I'd say goodbye in person.
Confirming it is actually Jake. And Nathan, thanks for nothing. Be on time next time.
I honestly didn't know if you were even going to throw thanks to me, so I'll take it. Thanks for nothing is the often contribution I get for the pod.
Good luck this weekend, everyone. Hope you go well as we return to Best 22, and we'll see you all next week.